The NFL is a behemoth, and they know it.
Oh, yeah. They're announcing their schedule tomorrow.
Yes.
And we're not getting leaks right now. No leaks.
Not yet.
Don't call them leaks.
We'll get plenty,
rumors.
We'll get plenty of leaks tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I still wouldn't rule out a leak later today.
The leak boys.
But this will be the first year of the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
The college football playoff will feature games the weekend of December the 21st. They will be first-round games.
Yes.
So these are the games that will be held on campus. There'll be a game on Friday night and 3 games on Saturday. That's how the first round is going to go. And those games will be on ESPN. I wonder if they'll be just on ESPN or...
Will they put them on ABC?
Will they also put them on ABC? Because this is usually a weekend, and it has been. As long as I can remember, the NFL, this late in December, always had at least 2 games on Saturday. Lately, we've had 3 games. We've had a triple header on NFL Network.
Yeah.
That's not unusual. It's been that way. Like I said, I can remember back in the 80s, games that would be on Saturdays after college football season ended. Well, this year it's going to be the same thing. However, instead of these games being on NFL Network, these games have been moved to network television. NBC Sports said yesterday it acquired an extra NFL regular season game to air the afternoon of Saturday, December 21st. So right smack dab in the middle of the college football playoff triple header that I would assume will probably have like a noon, 3:30, 7 o'clock Central Time triple header or somewhere in that range.
And then we also learned yesterday, and I believe this was a report. I don't think this is official yet, but it will be. I can't imagine it's not true, that Fox will also have one.
Well, Fox executive Michael Mulvihill
that's what it was.
Said that Fox will also have an NFL game on that day.
Yeah.
And presumably an afternoon game, because they've got a women's basketball game they want to lead in for that. So there's a good chance that NBC game could actually be, I don't know when they would do this, because they're saying the NBC game would be in the afternoon, but then I assume also Fox would be in the afternoon. So maybe it'd be like a noon 3:30 type deal.
Yeah.
So literally
wires
2
were crossed
NFL
and
games
one will be at night.
2 NFL games going head to head with 2 college football playoff games on network television.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of folks in the college football stratosphere who are a little upset by this, saying,
Are they? I haven't seen any of that. I've seen
people who cover college football probably are a little upset by that.
So I'll be honest, I have not seen any of that. I have seen this is what we expected to happen. This shouldn't surprise any of us.
No, I don't know if it's necessarily surprising. That doesn't mean it still can't be disappointing to some folks. I'm sure the people around college football are disappointed.
Well, if they are, no offense, they're idiots. They should have expected this to happen.
Well, but if they'd have kept the pro games on the NFL Network, which is where they have been, that's one thing.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You're putting them on network TV. This is a conscious effort to put these games back on network TV, when before you said, we got to throw a bone to the NFL Network. Now it's like, why should we sacrifice several million available homes when we can put them on every home in America, or at least the possibility of every home in America, by being on over-the-air network television?
Yeah, and remember,
that's a whole different ballgame.
A few months ago, it was reported that the NFL, they were miffed or upset that college football leaders didn't reach out to them or let them know there was a frustration on their side of things. And so this is obvious. Obviously, they are trying to stick it to college football when they're doing this.
And do you think they're trying to stick it to
I
them?
think they're trying to swing some stuff around in the room and say,
are they just trying
look at our Johnsonville brats.
Maybe they're just trying to make a point.
Yeah, I think all that is the same thing.
Honestly, you're throwing a bone to 2 of your network partners who are like, well, we don't want to sacrifice this day because we know everyone's going to want to watch those college football games. Well, give us a bone.
Oh, I don't think it's that. I mean,
I bet it's part of it.
They never had games on Fox and NBC didn't have games on that Saturday to begin with. They're not weren't losing anything.
Well, yeah, but now they're gaining the possibility of a big audience.
I mean, sure,
yeah, had before, because now you're buried in it.
So you like this?
Well, I like it from the standpoint. Listen, I'm miffed at the leadership of college sports. I think the people in college sports have been just idiots for a lot of different
but
reasons.
Not for this, right?
Not just for putting this.
No, real quick. You think they're idiots for putting the playoff games on a Saturday?
No. I'm talking just in general, all of this nonsense that we've been dealing with the last few years. But part of this is on them. If they would have been smart and done this 3 years ago when they originally were supposed to, but then got all butthurt because Greg Sankey went out and stole a couple of teams away from the Big 12, and then the alliance came about. If college football had established themselves in their new 12-team playoff earlier, now it's not to say that the NFL still might not have. They might have.
3 years ago, the NFL would have done the same thing.
We don't know. We don't know for
20 years ago, it's a different story because the NFL hadn't expanded to every day of the week at that point in time.
Again, and part of this too is college football is turning itself into NFL light. Well, guess what? As I've said many times, when you do that, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Because if people are going to be given and forced a choice, more Americans are going to choose real NFL versus NFL light.
But I guys, like KD writes, NFL is about to wax the CFP games rating wise. And essentially you're saying the same thing. To which I say, if I'm the NFL, this goes back to the movie quote that you had in the Grum Down. I don't care. I would rather them put games on Saturday, which is a traditional day for college football, than try to divide these playoff games on like a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Friday night to try to bow down and avoid the NFL. I think that would be stupid. The fact that semifinal games are going to be on a Thursday and a Friday night because they're afraid of the NFL, I think is stupid. And I think that they will not be rewarded for that with these grand audiences that they're pining for. I think you playing on more.
You think putting the semifinals, because keep in mind, you're dealing with late in the season. That's week 17 or the week 18, right? The semifinals could
I believe so.
And we all know, last weekend of the season, who knows what playoff bids are up for grabs.
Those have usually been crappy, but yes, I would say.
Well, but not
I would
all
say
the time. Last year it was, it wasn't.
This
there
is
wasn't a lot.
I mean, we could look back. The week 18 Saturday games, I don't think have been anything to write home about over the last few years. There's like one memorable game that I can think of, and that was that goofy Jaguars-Titans game. But that's not even two major brands. I would, yes, because I think that you want to be on days of the week that people know that you're on. I don't think that you can be afraid of the NFL. They're going to do what they do no matter what. They're always going to do that. I think that you reward your fans. Put it on the day of the week that your fans know you for.
College football is not about rewarding the fans, about jack squat. So these are the same idiots that have been farming out playoff games to bowl sites for years at the expense of attendance.
I know. We're talking about two different things.
I know we are, but the idea of, college football should do this to reward the fans. College football doesn't care about its fans.
Obviously,
that's the sick part of all this.
I know. And so now
it takes the NFL coming in here and being a big old bully.
Well, what do you do? What's your reaction then? If you're college football, what do you do? What do you change from this? They're going to swing their stuff around. And so what do you get afraid of? So what do you do then if you're college football? You stick with this. You don't change. What are you going to do? What would you offer them to do? There's nothing they can do. Well, you cannot move it to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They want these games to have their own individual time slots. So you literally cannot, you're not going to do Thursday afternoon football or Friday afternoon football. This is the only thing you can do. Unless you want to do, again, Tuesday to Friday games.
Yeah. And
then even then you'd run up against Thursday night football. There's nothing that they can do. So the part that annoys me is seeing all these college football people, and I put you in this boat too, who are like, see, this is what you get for going up against the NFL on a Saturday. Who cares? You knew that they were going to do this. They play games on Saturday. I don't care that it's over the air.
I'm saying this is what you get for dragging your feet in the first place.
I don't think 3 years ago would have changed anything. The NFL would have been mad about it 3 years ago.
It could have been.
I don't think so. They were doing Saturday games then. They've been doing this. This is not NFL Saturday in December is not a new phenomenon. This is old.
What I would like to know is why the NFL is doing this.
Because I think they want to show who's boss. They're going to brag on.
There's more than it's got to be. Yeah, it's more. No, yeah, come on. It's got to be.
What is it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
It's not. I'm giving you the answer. Petty. John, the report came out a few months ago.
It can't be just about petty.
I'm going to find that story where it said the NFL did not like the college football playoff games on that Saturday. The NFL didn't like it. So the NFL is going to say, all right, we'll put games on network television, and then the ratings are going to come out, and Katie's going to be right. Like, NFL beats college football by X million viewers.
Right.
And they're going to be like, see?
But remember, the NFL, ESPN is also an NFL partner.
They are.
No matter what the situation was going to be, there was going to be, crossing of the streams. That the NFL was going to be hurting one of its partners at the expense of others, right? So that's why I think there's more. I mean, is there pettiness involved? Of course there is.
Here's the story
but
from
I
March.
don't think it can't be the only thing.
So what else would it be then?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I would love to be able to dig into these people's minds and find out.
It's interesting
because I find it hard to believe it would just be pettiness. Because again, you're also kind of putting the steel toe boots to ESPN, ABC, and saying screw you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me that they willingly take these games away from NFL Network because, like, I subscribed to NFL Plus just so I could watch playoff games.
Right.
Because that was the only way for me to watch them was NFL Network through NFL Plus.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be on, like, if I can stream them over Peacock or whatever, why would I do that now? Why would I renew NFL Plus?
So John Oran reported in March that sources tell me the NFL knows that it's unlikely that the CFP will move all three games off of that Saturday. Its new tactic is to convince college football to move at least one of those games from Saturday to Friday. This appears to be the most likely scenario, but it'd be fascinating to watch this game of Vulcan chess play out. So they were trying to bully them into moving. They were reaching out to the CFP and asking them to move off. So what they're doing,
then yeah. So there's a reason.
But again, pettiness.
That's not pettiness.
Yes, it is.
John, I don't think that's pettiness. I think they're trying.
No, let me explain it. So they want them to move one of the games to Friday.
Sure. The
CFP said no. So the college football playoff or the NFL's like, all right, cool. We're going to put two games up against you. And you know what's going to happen? The CFP will now move a game in I bet by next year to Friday because they're going to get bullied into doing it.
But is that pettiness for pettiness sake, or is that trying to say, hey, we're already on this date. Why are you coming in on our turn?
Yes, it's both. It can be both at the same time.
Well,
Severe says the same reason they're doing the football games on Christmas Day to show the NBA who's boss. They do that to everybody. This is how they operate.
Well, I think it's listen, they found out that the football games on Christmas Day were a huge hit.
They did.
And that's why they're doing it.
They did.
I don't think they're doing it to just necessarily say, ha, NBA, you suck.
It's certainly a part of it, though. They enjoy doing it.
But all of this still goes back to one thing. It's about money.
Sure.
And if they can get more money out of Netflix to run two games on Christmas Day,
they get more money by NBC
and if they can get
Fox.
more money out of NBC and Fox to get these dates for them, again, that's really where it's from. The pettiness part, sure, there's a part of that, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to dollars and cents.
For the record, as a sports viewer with two TVs in my house, this is going to be awesome. I'll have a CFP game on and I'll have an NFL game. It's going to be glorious.
Here's the other interesting part, because we'll find out the schedule tomorrow.
Who's going to play?
What games do they put in those slots?
So I think actually that this is going to be a pretty easy thing to answer, because the following week is Christmas, and the reports are that the teams that play on Christmas are also going to play on Saturday. So it will probably be a combination of those four
so
teams.
if that Christmas
Eagles,
rumor of
Ravens, Chiefs, Steelers.
If that Chiefs rumor is true about playing on Christmas Day.
Yeah, the rumor was Eagles, Ravens, and now Chiefs, Steelers as the Christmas games. So just do some hodgepodge of those games. And this reaction is so weird. It's the NFL. It's always going to draw big. Who cares if you're college football?
Yeah, but I'm laughing because I mean you're not just talking about any NFL game. You're talking about the Chiefs, the biggest draw right now in the sport.
So if the Ravens and Steelers end up playing each other that day, that's a rivalry.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's a rivalry, and it's
big markets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Steelers, Pittsburgh's not a big market, but it's a
Tiffany franchise.
It's a Tiffany franchise.
What would be
big rivalry?
Fans. What would be really interesting is if the college teams playing are the same schools or the same cities that have a pro franchise.
Don't worry about that. Baltimore. Yeah, Maryland. Fair. They're not making it. College Park.
What if Pitt does good?
Pitt is not going to do that
Penn
good.
State?
Oh,
Penn State. Yeah, for sure. Man, I didn't realize how spiteful you were about college football now.
What if Kansas makes a run?
Listen, anything to knock these jackasses down a peg.
So what do you, again, I ask, what do you want them to do? What do you
What I want them to do? I want them to give a damn about fans. I want them to give a damn about their own. I want them to give a damn about their sport. Again, this isn't so much about
but you're being mad about this because you're mad about the other stuff.
Sure.
But that's odd.
That's not odd. That's pettiness.
Yes, you're being petty.
Yes.
But why?
I admit, because the people who run college sports, Josh, are dumb asses.
What does that have to do with
you
this?
You hear me? You are dumb asses. And anything that shows how dumbass you are, I'm for.
What does that have to do with this, though? Playing
That's
games on a
all.
Saturday is dumb?
I just explained it. No, Josh, you're not seeing the forest.
I know you're mad about the other stuff, and so you're taking them out on this.
Yes.
But then I continue to ask.
Which is petty.
So what should they do? What if you say, all right, I'm going to help?
What should they do?
Besides,
care about the fans.
Yes, okay.
Stop acting like idiots.
So you don't have an answer
Put
for this problem,
up.
though.
Actually make some rules.
Nope.
Show some balls.
No fix for this issue. It's just the other issue.
No, there's no fix for this issue.
Okay.
No,
what if they moved it up a week?
No, there's really not.
They can move the first round up 1 week.
There's really not a fix for this issue.
Move it to the 14th. Just do that.
There's that too.
Move to the 14th. Because I don't think the NFL plays on the 14th. Because that's Army-Navy Day.
Correct.
Move it to the 14th. There we go. I've just fixed college football.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
I feel like this was building. I didn't realize that you were this out on the sport. I didn't realize that you were this.
On the sport.
I feel like we're like 2 years away from you
no.
saying, I'm not watching college football anymore.
Oh, there's a part of me that wonders if I'm still going to be watching this sport in 10 years.
Wow. I didn't realize that you were that. See, like I'm learning something right now.
If they turn it into NFL Light, it becomes 80% less attractive to me.
Wow.
This is a surprise to you?
Well, I know that
I've been banging the drum against NFL Light.
I know you're frustrated about it. But I didn't realize it had reached this level where you are like, you don't know if you'll be watching it in 10 years.
I don't.
So that means the Grum has less than 10 years to go together.
Oh, we could talk about more baseball.
Well, that's all right. Nebraska football may have no more than 10 years left in it. You just never know with the way these idiots eat their own.
Or maybe we'll lean more into
college. Put the clock on. Let's start remembering the Grum.
If you don't,
no countdowns.
If you all out there don't have the attitude of Stone Cold Steve Austin, DTA, don't trust anybody. When it comes to college sports and how it is run, DTA, don't trust anybody.
Jed says this is such a non-thing. We all want more sports and more options to watch sports we love. This creates all of that where you can decide what to watch.
Oh, sure. Yeah, like you, I'll have the 2 TVs set up.
Rusty says, quoting you, I want them to give a damn about the fans. I'm not going to yell it. Then he adds, goes on huge rant on the radio because they have the games on Saturday, which is good for the fans. Good for the fans. I think it's great for the fans.
Yeah, but they didn't do it for the fans.
No, exactly.
Sure, but it's good for the fans.
There is not a single motivation that these people have that for 1 second prioritizes us. Not one. None of them give a damn about the fans.
But it is good for the fans that it's on Saturday. It's better than if it was on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Friday night to avoid the NFL.
The reason they're doing it on Saturday is because it's
where they play football games.
Well, it's not,
and you'll make more money being on a Saturday. But Sam writes, "As a Packers fan first, I love anytime the NFL punishes college football for being a poorly run, decentralized product where none of the conferences care about college football as a whole." So I think he's kind of with you.
Yeah. I just like to see these people knock down a peg because the people that should be college educated and the smartest people in the room might still be college educated, but they are the dumbest people in the room.
Kenny says John has gone full-blown Blue Jay out on college football. Is this the J in you showing, John?
Folks, you hear me say college football,
but
it's going to affect everything.
Yeah, wait. When college basketball falls apart, John will go on another rant. Don't worry.
When college baseball falls apart.
Then I'll rub my hands together and say, ha, now I don't have to watch this anymore.
You don't have to watch anyway.
Yeah, I do. We talk about it sometimes.